Hey everyone, doing my review for Falling Skies episode 5, Silent Kill. So today, the main episode, it revolves around finally getting, I'm trying to remember the character's name. I think his name's Hal, or the main character of the show. They're trying to get his son Ben back finally, and they know exactly where he is. They have the drugs in order to do the surgery, so now they have to find a way to get him back. And the plan is to go in there. They make a military plan, well not a strategic plan to go in and grab him, but there's too many of them in the hospital, around the hospital. So what they need to do is they need to find a way to get in there stealthily and not make their presence known. Otherwise, they could end up being killed. And so, so the other son comes up with a crazy idea, and that is to take the alien harness from the first kid that they did the surgery on, place it on him to kind of go behind enemy lines, like incognito, so to speak. And it's very, it's as the dad says that's just crazy. It's insane. And then the captain puts it out. Well, I'm not sure what's crazy anymore. We'll find aliens from outer space. So sometimes you gotta get creative, especially in a war against aliens. But anyways, I'm not exactly sure why they had this side story involved. I don't think it was needed, but apparently the alien um, that they had captive was making this weird noise. So the doctor, like the surgeon guy, went over to check, shines light in his face with a flashlight. And apparently that was not a good idea, and the alien actually killed him by like strangling him through like the bars or whatever. So, which is fine because I really didn't care for the doctors so much. I mean, wasn't giving much to the series other than that one show with the connection with the main character's wife. But so kind of glad to actually see him get out of there. But anyways, but they want to go in. They get Ben, um, and to test the theory on how to kill these aliens. In the last episode, they found out that there's something in the back of their throat apparently that's kind of like a soft spot with a bunch of nerves. If you hit it just right, you can actually knock them out. And if you shoot them there or stab them there, you can actually kill them. And the other nurse or doctor there uh, uses tries that technique out by taking a surgical scalpel and thrusting it into the alien, killing him. And so now you know how to kill the aliens. When you're close enough, you can kill them without making a lot of noise. And there was no sign of Pope in this episode. I'm almost positive he's gonna pop up somewhere again, but as of right now, Pope was not in this episode. The captain of the Second Massachusetts, I'm not sure if he's using drugs or not. He took some pills that nobody saw. I'm not sure if that's where they're going with that. But it looks like he might be taking some sort of medication of some sort. And you actually get to see a little bit more of the captain's softer side in this episode, because the old man is trying to he's how I word it, like making stuff. He's repairing stuff, and one of them happens to be an old record recorder, record player, and he finds a record, plays it, and the captain takes it off, and he says, "You can play any music you want except this." But at the end of the episode, he ends up playing it. He ends up playing it for himself. I'm thinking maybe the song has some sort of sentimental value. Maybe the captain was married once, and that was the song they danced to at their wedding or something. I have no idea. But so you see a little bit more softer side of the captain, which is nice to see. It makes him more relatable and more more human, I guess you could say. Anyways, to the main part of the story. Um, the son that is not captured, goes into the hospital with the harness on to find Ben, and apparently the aliens can't tell who is under their control, and who isn't. All they see is the harness, so they assume that they belong there. So they go into this room, and all the kids lay down, and then the other son, the son that is not controlled, he plays along, but then all of a sudden the alien does something that I really wasn't expecting. It The alien was kind of like, if you've ever seen like a mother cat or even a mother dog, and they try to protect the young, they try to put them underneath, like main part of their body, and try to protect them from either from a predator or rain or whatever. So all the kids kind of go to sleep, and then the alien kind of sits on top of them and goes to sleep as well. And the alien actually brushes, some of the kids' heads, as if it was their child. So it makes you think, okay, if like they're using them as slaves, but they're also treating them like children. It's it's very interesting. It's very interesting, and I'm not exactly sure what it means, but anyways, um, they get Ben back. He's able to kill the alien using that technique that they found out. They get Ben back and these kids. They go back to the JFK school, their headquarters, to get the harnesses off. They're able to save 5 children, Ben included, but they were not able to save the last one. I'm not sure if the surgery went bad, but it looks like as soon as the alien died in a hospital where they got the kids and they brought them back, as soon like their life signs started to faint a little bit. So I'm not exactly sure if there's some sort of biological connection between the harnesses and the aliens. There's been shown that there's been like some sort of mental connection, but an actual physiological connection possibly is now connected with these harnesses. But Ben makes it through, and looks like he's gonna pull through. And you also find out a little bit more about Becca, the woman that was from Pope's original group but now part of the Resistance. People were wondering how, because she knew a lot about the hospital and where to go and how to find the children, and she said she spent a lot of time there, and because she said, oh, she hanged out there with the nurses and on their smoke breaks. But at the end of the episode, you find out that she was actually a patient there for a while. She was a survivor of cancer. She had a 50-50 shot of making it, but eventually, of course, she did make it. So it's interesting. Like she says, it puts your mind in perspective. Like she had a 50-50 shot of survival. She ended up living, and now she's a survivor of an alien invasion where most people on Earth have been killed. So it kind of makes you think, why was she spared? Or you survived one terrible ordeal, now you gotta survive another. So I guess it's a pretty good definition of irony there. But this episode was pretty good. It finally ended the fight, or tried to get Ben back, and finally some kids have returned, and all seems well. But next week's episode looks like the aliens know what happened, and they want payback, and looks like they're coming for the JFK high school. At least that's what it looks like. And it's kind of confusing, but it looks like they're sending the children away because they know that aliens are coming for the children, but the children are the future, as they said in the trailer, and they need to protect them by any means necessary. So it looks like the children have to kind of fend off for themselves as they're leaving the school. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how that plays out. And also, so it'd be interesting to see that. But also, I just learned that Fallen Skies has been renewed for a second season. It's expected to start shooting sometime either later this year and probably a little bit next spring. But the next season should start airing pretty much the same time it did this year, so next year. So it will be a summer 2012. The second season will be out. So you gotta wait a while. It's only been renewed for 10 episodes, with a possibility for more depending on how this season turns out. But so yeah, overall, a great episode. Got rid of a character I really didn't care for. You got to get a little bit more background stories of the characters. Got to see Ben is finally back and the family is all together again. But looks like an interesting story is ahead, and also a second season has been the Fallen Skies has been renewed for a second season that should come out next year. So that will be it. Overall, I would give this a solid B, and I will see you guys next week for another review of Fallen Skies.